Certainly appreciate the fans coming out. It was a great atmosphere. Thought they provided great home field advantage for us, but definitely disappointed in the loss. Thought for the second week in a row we were unable to get anything going offensively in the second half. And the defense played very, very well, kept us in it, gave us an opportunity. Certainly, if the defense is playing that way, I gotta put a plan together offensively that puts us in position to be successful. Got to call good plays, and then when we call the good plays, we got to execute. So, credit to Coach Mullen and his staff, Florida, and we got to find a way to start scoring some points on offense. Any questions?
Questions? Please raise your hand. We'll get a mic to you.
The defense played pretty well. How frustrating is that when the offense can't back them up and score some points?
That's incredibly frustrating. I thought in the in the first half we had 3 drives outside the 2-minute, and scored field goals on 2 of them. Needed to convert the touchdowns there, but series after series outside of the one, the defense was getting stops, forcing them to punt. We really didn't have great field position, but for the defense to play the way they did, we got to capitalize on some of those possessions and turn them into points. Very frustrating.
Steve?
Coach, just the 1 touchdown in 2 SEC games. What are you seeing on the sidelines offensively? Maybe it's bogging you down.
Get behind the sticks a little bit. Got to get the run game going with some consistency to stay in third manageable and second manageable down the distances. Got to do a good job pass protecting, and then when we get a good route called, we get someone open, we got to connect on it.
Joe, can you ever remember going through a stretch like this offensively where it's been this inept?
No.
You talked about getting the run game going in the first quarter. It looked like you guys did have it going. Was there a point in the game where things sort of changed, or did it just sort of gradually slow down over time?
No, I think in the second half we got off schedule a little bit. Once again, some of the ones were run calls, and it being a run pass option, they turned into throws instead of handoffs. But I think field position played a little bit of it in the second half. We got to, like I said, find a way to stay ahead of the sticks and generate more yardage and points certainly.
Nick had 20 carries, Kylan 9, and Harris 3. Was that a product of reads and what Florida was dictating?
Yep.
Did you consider calling more design handoffs to get Kylan and Harris more touches?
Yeah, we did, and when they're bringing some pressure the way they did, it's hard to just hand the ball off with guys unblocked at the point of attack. So that's something that you certainly take into account.
Coach, you get the turnover about midfield and immediately go deep, have the play there, don't make it. How big a play was that in terms of momentum and your opportunities?
Yeah, it certainly had capitalized on that thing and catch it and run in the end zone. I think that's a shift on the scoreboard and a shift in momentum there. So that didn't make or break the game. It certainly could have helped us.
Like I said, the defense held up pretty nicely, but it seems like, some of the teams you played, and especially Florida tonight, they try to get their offenses going to the perimeter.
Yeah.
How much have you guys talked about, trying to key in on that, making sure teams don't do that moving forward?
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of formation in the sideline, a lot of unbalanced. I know the defense worked on that all week, put some new stuff into some checks and throwing quick screens into the boundary. I think we did a good job minimizing them, rallying to the ball and tackling. But certainly that'll be something we'll continue to see moving forward.
As you look at what happened the last 2 games, is it to the point where it's going to be some personnel changes, you think? Have you reached to that point yet?
Yeah, we'll go look at the film tomorrow and then make determinations from there.
Would those likely be on the offensive line or?
At this point offensively, we just got to make sure we're, leaving no stone unturned, make sure we're getting the best of it on the field.
Brett?
I'd have to do the math on the full game, but through the first half, it was noticeably slower pace-wise than the previous 4 games. Was that by design?
No, I think we were making a concerted effort to run the ball and come out and establish a run. I think in the first half we had a bunch of carries. I think we threw 9 passes and we're moving the ball with some success on the ground. So You know, that's what we wanted to do coming out early is to, you know, didn't run it much last week. We wanted to run the ball some this week.
So do you think the pace of the play calling mechanic, the check with me's, is that where you want it to be right now?
We want to be in the best play possible against the look presented, whether that's, you know, us running it fast or, you know, checking over the sideline to get us in the right play.
All the dink and dunk screen passes that Florida threw, were you expecting that as much as they did?
I guess to a certain extent, you know, you saw all that with Louisiana. You know, Kentucky did a little bit, but you know, they're stretching the field horizontally, you know, finding the soft spots in the zone and, you know, working those bubble screens.
A lot of, especially among fans, a lot of excitement about this season. What's your message to those guys? I'm sure a lot of people with their heads are down now among the fans.
Yeah, I'm myself included and the team included. I wouldn't say head down, but you know, certainly not where we want to be at this point in the season. You know, we're 3-2 after 5 games. You know, we got a big game here at home versus Auburn, you know, before the bye week, and we got to figure a way to, you know, get the thing right, rally together, and get this thing headed in the right direction.
Coach, what do you see in that, Nick? How would you kind of characterize his performance?
Today, I got to really look at the film to kind of get a view of that.
Just coming off, what about the defense did make it so successful tonight?
Their defense?
No, yours.
Oh, ours? No, I thought we did a pretty good job stopping the run. And I think the big thing was getting off the field on third downs. You know, we bent a little bit. We didn't necessarily break. You know, had the one trick play there get us in the end zone, but you know, for the most part, you know, outside of that, I thought we found a way to get off the field on third down and, you know, force field goals in the red zone.
Well, speaking of third down, you guys were 2 of 12 on third down. Is that just, again, kind of like last week, being behind the sticks, or what is going down on third down?
Yeah, we had been right at 50% or a little bit over it, and you know, got some longer down the distances. You know, thought we did a good job, you know, picking up some of the pressures. You know, we had a little bit of leakage there, you know, some of the protection zone, and you got to get open on some routes, and when the guys are open, we got to put the ball in.
All right, thank you. We'll have play.